Welcome to the Pope Prep High School Football Coaches Show. Today's show is brought to you by Clausen Group Realtors, local real estate sales, investment, and property management. We treat your home like it's our own. And the Tennessee Highway Safety Office. Remember, fans don't let fans drive drunk. Now, please welcome the host of the Main Street Preps High School Football Preview Show, Kyle Reynolds, and Pope Prep head coach, Brian Sneed. Welcome to the Coaches Show here at Pope Prep. Coach Brian Sneed joins us as always. I'm Kyle Reynolds. Friday night did not go the way that you wanted it to go, obviously. Tough game. Third play of the game, your starting quarterback goes out. You have to pivot and go to basically your third string quarterback at that point because your backup was not available. Talk about how tough that is that quickly in a game where you start off, he has a good throw and makes a smart decision to throw it away on the play where he got hurt. Yeah. But how that changes the game plan and what you're trying to do and the momentum on the sideline.
I mean, it changed a lot of things because, like you said, our third string quarterback was a starter for us on the defensive line. So, in one play, three plays into the game, you lose two starters essentially. Mm-hmm. You got to take that guy now out of Connor Lynn out of the defensive line rotation, and he's playing quarterback. And he hadn't taken any reps there. He's been staying mentally sharp and, understood the offense enough to run it the way we asked him to. But, especially at quarterback position, you see this at every level. It's really the starters that are going to get all the reps during the week. You might have a backup get a couple reps here or there, but you never give your third string quarterback reps in practice, especially this late in the season, because usually those guys are going to be playing different positions. They're going to be getting ready for the position that they're needed at, and especially when you have a freshman quarterback, like they need all the reps that they can get. When you have a young quarterback that hasn't started, that's playing high school football for the first time, football is a very repetition game, so as many times as they can see it, like that's how you're going to get those players better. So for Connor to be able to step in and even just run the offense, I thought was impressive for him to be able to be a guy that knew, that we were not expecting him to play at quarterback, but he was still ready enough to get in there and run the offense for us, because we're making calls at the line. We're doing all those things where we're expecting our quarterback to see signals, get calls in, all those things. And I thought he did a good job. And we did drive the ball a few times down the field. They didn't result in touchdowns, but they kept us in the game. It's a 2-score game at halftime. We needed to get one more stop at the start of the third quarter to kind of feel good about, staying in the football game. And they were able to drive down the field and score on that to extend it to a 3-score game, and, a turnover here or there, and, the game kind of got out of hand for us. But, I was proud of the way that Connor stepped in for sure. Mm-hmm.
Another big night for Elijah Robb, 135 yards. He only needed 7 to break the single-season scoring or rushing record here at Pope. He did that and then some. Close to 1,600 yards on the season. And if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head, 9 of the 10 games this year, he had over 100 yards with that one game where he went out with an injury. Talk about his night and basically what his season has been like, because you've gotten to witness some of the talented running backs behind him here, certainly with Antoine before him.
Yeah, no, I think I've witnessed all of them that were on that list. I played with Golden Tate. Wesley Tate was a freshman when I was a senior, and you could kind of already see kind of what he was capable of when he was a freshman. Antoine Roberts I got to coach. And so, to put Elijah Robb in the category with those names is pretty exciting. And, we got to witness him, run for more yards than anybody's done in school history. And it just goes to show you, because we have struggled this season. And you got a guy back there who's a senior who's he earned being a captain, and he's still running the ball hard. He didn't take any plays off. He's not. It doesn't matter what the score is. You look at the Good Pasture game and we're up big, and he's running the ball hard. And you look at some of these other games where we haven't been in the game late, and he's still running the ball the same way. And so he's a guy that you can always point to and say, this is the way the game is supposed to be played. And it's exciting when that can show up on a stat sheet, when you have a kid that is playing that hard, and he gets rewarded from some of those perishable grounds
Sure.
that we talk about of stats and accolades.
And defensive side of the ball, it was a tough night. Ty Clark, one of the better running backs that you're going to see, obviously, especially in this division, played well in the first half. You're right. It was a 2-score game there, and the second half got a little bit away. Kyron Coleman, a big night. J.J. Lynch, another name that shows up on the stat sheet there, I believe was the second leading tackler on the team. Talk about how important it is for this defense playing in a game like this, because these are when you play CPA and you play FRA in these divisions, this is where you want to get to, and how important it is for these guys to see where they've got to get their bodies and get themselves to going forward for next year and as they move along.
Yeah, so defensively we've been up and down all year long. And what happens is when you play good football teams like FRA and they have good line, good running back, good fullback, if you make a mistake, like they can turn into big plays. And it's hard to get our guys to understand that, because when you're practicing, it's you can never replicate a game. You can never replicate Friday Night Lights. You can never replicate the speed and the physicality of an opponent. You do your best to try to do those things. You try to get as much competition as you can during the week, but there's no replicating the exact the feel of it on a Friday night. So, in practice, when you make those mistakes, you have guys 5-6 yard gains or something like that, and it doesn't seem like as big a deal. So when those mistakes happen on Fridays, those turn into big plays, especially when you're playing good football teams. And FRA is a good football team. They've lost one game on the year to CPA, which is the top-ranked team in our region, probably one of the best teams in Division II, going into these playoffs. And so that the first play we gave up a 60-yard touchdown, and we go back and watch film, and there's 3 very basic mistakes that we made from 3 different positions, and you, let alone one is going to be a big play or a big mistake. But when you have 3 on the first play of the game, those are going to turn into big plays. And so we got to find a way. We got to find a way to correct those mistakes. We've continued to simplify, and we're going to do that even more so this week for our playoff game, to allow our guys to not think as much, just go in there, play full speed, but make sure that you're playing it the right way. Make sure you're doing things the right way, because that's how you're going to be successful. We're going to step over and take a look at some plays from Friday night at our coaches board. We're going to look at a couple of offensive plays from last week against FRA. So, FRA likes to get a lot of guys in the box that we talk about. This is one formation that we looked at while we were scouting to try to spread them out. So we have trips down here in a bunch, so they're kind of widening out. We're trying to widen this guy out here. They got 5 in the box, and we have our 5 offensive linemen, so we do a good job. Coach Park calls what we call a counter tray. So we have both of our backside linemen pulling right here. So we're going to pull the backside lineman, kick out, pull the backside tackle. He's going to wrap up, and Elijah does a good job of kind of reading through it right here, getting upfield. So there's the kick out, there's the wrap, and then he's making a second level defender miss, getting a 20-yard gain right there. So you take a look from the back shot. This is a good angle for it. So we're going to down block all these guys. We're going to kick out the first guy right here. We're going to get this kick out right here on this linebacker. And then we get wrapped right there, so we have a nice clear lane right here for Elijah to run, and that's what we're looking for out of that formation. Again, we're in a little bit spread look right here. It's 3rd and 5. Our offensive staff actually came up with this play throughout the week. We have not run it all year. This is just a draw play. Coach Montgomery did a good job with our offensive linemen kind of setting this up. So we're going to look like pass right here. We're going to try to draw the defensive lineman upfield to kind of open up some running lanes for our running back. So you can see it look like pass for a second, opens up the space, and we have be able to get a big run right here and convert for a first down. So again, a play that we hadn't run all week. We saw on film. They're going to bring pressure. We're in this formation, so draw them upfield, hand the ball off, and get our running back in space. All right, we're going to take a look at a couple clips defensively here. This is in the third quarter. This is a good adjustment by Coach Carpenter, our defensive coordinator. They've been pulling this backside guard. We're kind of switching up our defense here to give them a little bit different look. So we're going to start pinching these defensive linemen, try to take advantage of the gap that they're leaving by that pulling guard. Sam Spicer had to step up and play defensive line for us with Connerly moving the quarterback, so he did a good job. And you can see him right here. He pinches where that lineman is going and is able to get a tackle in the backfield and set us up in a second and long situation. Next play right here, I want to look at our corner, Luke Latham. So we decided to press our corners down here in the red zone. He does a good job. We want to first take away the slant. You can see there's a lot of area right here. We want to make that quarterback throw as far away as possible. Those are usually tougher throws when they have to throw outside the numbers. So we want to take away the slant, which he does a good job of taking that away by his alignment. All right, now he's running with them. And what we teach our corners are, if you are out of phase, so if you're a step behind him, all right, don't look back, all right, because if you look back, usually the receiver is able to create more separation. So continue running, look for clues to see if the ball's coming your way. Right now the clue is the receiver starts looking back for the ball, and then once you see the flash of the ball, kind of rip through his hands, which he does a good job right there, ripping through his hands. It's 2nd and 11. This sets up at a 3rd and 11. All right, that was a good job by our corner, kind of being patient, understanding what we were looking for, not panicking, and ripping through his hands. So he did a good job right there on that play.
So Clausen Group Realtors, we're a small niche shop, and we help people buy and sell their properties. We're involved with people when they buy and sell. They're not just a number.
I'm a buyer specialist. All I do is help people find their next perfect home. And I'm in homes every day. If I'm not showing, then I'm previewing, so I know what's out there on the market.
The experience with Matt and his group here at Clausen Realty was amazing. It was very much a family environment. It was very professional. It was incredible. I feel like we made friends for life.
So if you need to sell a home or buy a home, our website is www.clausengrouprealtors.com.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good. I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
What separates us from other companies in Tennessee, that's going to be our mission to our customers, is to always improve the quality of life. That's from taking care of your pest to a friendly voice on the phone when you call, to a technician that comes out, he's competent, he's going to solve the problem for you. We're considered a full encompassing service, so we're going to take care of 50 plus different pests, and we'll always have your back.
Welcome back. We are here with Dr. Charles Wade, our head basketball coach. Hold on, Coach. Let's make an adjustment here. Let's get that out of the way because it's getting to be about that time. Practice started this week. We've got scrimmages set up right now, game season right around the corner. Talk about this team. This is a team we're all excited to watch and see what you all can do this year.
Well, it's a team that's I think we have every ingredient to be successful. We are great guards, got really good bigs, a mixture of young and old, a lot of guys that are getting college interest. Matter of fact, we have 3 seniors that are committed or getting ready to commit to colleges. So it's going to be a really good year.
I've been here for, roughly 5 years. I've seen times where you basically have 6 guys you can play with. You have one off the bench. That's not the case this year. It's almost a next man up mentality, and that's pretty awesome to see.
Absolutely. This is the first time since I've had a coaching job here that we've had at least 9 to 10 guys that we feel comfortable playing. and that's not even counting a freshman that we think could play if we needed him to. So we feel really good about our roster, and really the kind of the approach they've had to practice and getting ready to play this season.
And a couple of weeks away from signing day.
Yes.
I've got 2 kids that are going to be signing on that day.
Yep.
Talk about Fred, Antonio, and what they've meant to this program and what you hope to see for them in the future.
Well, Fred was kind of the one that started it all. Kind of he was the initial guy. I've known his father for over 20 plus years. His father reached out about Fred possibly coming here. Went to watch him play at Brick Church, and man, he was as advertised, a walk-in triple-double. And that team eventually went on to win the Metro City Championship, and Antonio was also on that team. Antonio followed Fred over his sophomore year, and Antonio's been the first really big that we had that is as athletic, can guard 4 positions. This summer he had an amazing summer. He's going to play a little bit more wing instead of the post because of the emergence of Camden and Donovan. But just dynamic. Fred is a pure scorer. He broke the school record with 41 points against FRA yesterday in the single season. He also broke the single season score record with over 500. So we're going to be a pretty explosive team. We're a team that's going to like to get in the mid to high 70s and hopefully keep our opponents in the low 50s, high 40s.
And the quarterback, if you will, of that team, to use a football phrase since this is a football show, is a man that started playing as an 8th grader on this team, 9th grader, and is now, as a veteran, I guess, as a sophomore, is Trey Pearson, who is already getting a lot of interest from D1 and some Power 5 schools even. But how fun is it to watch that kid go out there and the way that he plays the game, because it's very unselfish. He doesn't care about scoring as much as he does getting the ball out and playing just great defense.
Yeah, he's very instinctive, both offensively and defensively. The passes that he was making this summer, we literally had some of the lower colleges say we're not even going to try to recruit him because we don't have a chance to get him. Just kind of a little flash of Magic Johnson in him, the way he can hit the open guys, not only in the half-court offense, but really in transition.
Sure.
He thrives that way, but he's also got a much improved jump shot. So he will probably average, he averaged about 10 last year.
Sure.
He'll probably be closer to 13 or 14, but he's still going to have his 6 or 7 assists, and he's an underrated rebounder also. He's going to get 7 to 8 of those also. And, yeah, those college coaches are calling. I just talked to VCU the other night about Trey. They saw him play this summer in Peace Gym, and they were really excited about his talent level.
First home game, I believe, off the top of my head, is November 14th. I hope fans can come out and watch this team because they're going to be a lot of fun to watch. And we'll switch for just a moment. I don't have a contract or anything here. We can put our computer up here, I guess.
Yeah.
But also admissions. You're admissions director here at Pope.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about admissions, how that process is going. Is it too late right now for kids to come shadow and stuff?
No, I would encourage come on out and shadow. We basically do admissions year-round. So we're taking admissions all the way up until May, June, if need be. But I would come out because some of those seats and classes are going to fill up. But the admission process start with going to the website, popeprep.org, going to the admissions page, starting inquiry. Then we'll reach out to you about scheduling a shadow day, maybe taking a tour. I encourage families to come out. We have something this Friday at 9:30 called a Taste and See. It's a good opportunity to come out and see the school in action. So I would implore families to come on out.
A lot of cool things coming up. I don't have any other props here, so it's time to send it to Nina Howdeshell, who is going to interview Connor Lynn, as well as Elijah Robb to talk about him and his breaking the single-season rushing record. Thanks, Dr. Wade. We look forward to seeing you this year on the basketball court.
Look forward to it.
I'm here with senior Connor Lynn. Connor, talk about your experience and your emotions with playing on senior night.
Kind of feels like it just went by so fast because I've only been here like 2 years and I only got to play for one of them, so it's just bittersweet, I guess.
You've moved around so much in different positions. What has to be your favorite?
I'd say probably linebacker because I get to go out in coverage sometimes and still like blitz and affect the run, and I'm not facing 300 pounders on D line. So
And what does the future hold for you?
trying to play somewhere in college, but if that doesn't work out, I'm not too worried. I have good enough grades to go somewhere. And
Now it's time for the rapid fire questions. Okay. Hype song on game day.
Tombstone, Rod Wave,
Go-to meal after a big win.
chicken, Slim Chickens,
Last show you binged.
Game of Thrones,
And favorite sports team.
Florida Gators.
I'm here with Elijah Robb. Elijah, last Friday you achieved the all-time single-season rushing record. Talk about that achievement and what it meant for you personally.
One, I just give thanks to God and my parents for allowing me to come to school, and I just have to give thanks to my teammates and the coach staff for allowing me to show off my talents and achieve this big achievement.
So what's next for you? Talk about picking a college.
When it comes up to me, I want to pick somewhere I feel safe and I feel loved and it's just a good environment and somewhere I can feel like it'll be my home for the next 4 years.
So what's your all-time favorite play here at Pope?
My sophomore year against Brentwood Academy in the quarterfinals when there was like 50 seconds on the clock and I took like a 30-yard run for Andrew Southard to kick a game-winning field goal.
Now it's time for the rapid fire questions. What's the last show you binged?
Riverdale.
Go-to meal after a big game.
McDonald's.
Favorite sports team.
Packers.
Hype song on game day.
I don't really have a hype song, so I have to say worship music.
Okay, that's all.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good. I thought it was good.
After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal. It was no big deal.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I thought I could hold my liquor.
So Clausen Group Realtors, we're a small niche shop, and we help people buy and sell their properties. We're involved with people when they buy and sell. They're not just a number.
I'm a buyer specialist. All I do is help people find their next perfect home. And I'm in homes every day. If I'm not showing, then I'm previewing, so I know what's out there on the market.
The experience with Matt and his group here at Clausen Realty was amazing. It was very much a family environment. It was very professional. It was incredible. I feel like we made friends for life.
So if you need to sell a home or buy a home, our website is www.clausengrouprealtors.com.
What separates us from other companies in Tennessee, that's going to be our mission to our customers, is to always improve the quality of life. That's from taking care of your past to a friendly voice on the phone when you call, to a technician that comes out, he's competent, he's going to solve the problem for you. We're considered a full encompassing service, so we're going to take care of 50 plus different pests, and we'll always have your back.
Friday night, we head southwest to Mississippi, which sounds odd. We talked about this the last couple of weeks as being a possibility, to a team a lot of people around here probably are not that familiar with, but a very good football team, the number 2 team in the West, and that's North Point Christian.
Yep.
Not familiar with them because it's not a team that we're used to playing around here.
Right.
We're familiar with the Macaulays and the Baylors of the world, but a new opponent for this school.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about what they like to do and the challenge that you'll face on Friday night, because at this point, you said it after the game on Friday, everybody's 0-0 at this point.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, so like you said, we're not familiar with North Point. We've never played them before. I know they lost a tough game to Lausanne that put them in the second place in the region for the West Side. So, judging by the film, I mean, they play hard. They've played some good teams down there. We're going to have our work cut out for us, and we're excited to be up for the challenge. The good thing about the regular season, when you're able to make the playoffs, is all of that, no matter how good or how bad it's been, is gone. it is what it is at this point. And now everybody's on an equal playing field. Everyone's got one game to win. If you don't win, then your season's over. And so we're going to take that opportunity and we're going to kind of run with it this week. Our guys have been practicing hard. I think we have a good plan in place from our coaching staff. I told the guys, like, we're working to, just like everybody else, to win this game, and they're working to win this game, and it's going to come down to who's going to execute better. Like we talked about, can we eliminate the mistakes? Can we play our game? Can we be fast? Can we be physical? We know we're going to get all that from North Point Christian. I know just kind of looking at past results over the last few years that they've been a very strong program, that's something that we're continuing to try to build here as a strong program that's consistently, running for playoff wins and state championships and region championships and all that. So you look at our program, and I talked to our guys. We've had a little bit of recent success with the last year's class, but really we've had 20 years of varsity football, and there's only been 3 teams that have won a playoff game. We've won our first playoff game in 2018, and then we won a playoff game the last 2 years. So, I'm challenging our guys, like, you could be a part of this group that hasn't, we haven't done that a lot in our program, and we want to continue doing those things and try to make it 3 years in a row where we've won a playoff game. And we have an opportunity to do that, and that's exciting for all those guys, especially our 5 seniors whose time is kind of winding down here.
Talk about the challenge when you've got a smaller size team from a number standpoint. The challenge this late in the season, you all have been going at it since July, probably really June. How much is mental versus